And now, here's your host of Shaping Success, Wes Tankersley.
What is up, everyone? Welcome to Shaping Success Morning Coffee. Back at it. Missed yesterday. My wife had a little procedure done yesterday, which was just kind of put things on the slow roll. What's up, Nikki? How's it going? So I couldn't go yesterday, but everything went well. She's good. She's recovering, and we're in good shape. So get through that, and I have a short little one this morning, I think. I don't know. I always say that. I feel like I repeat the same things over and over again, and I've probably said that a million times as well. But excuse me. I was thinking this morning about a couple things. There's these things that keep popping in my head. And yesterday, a friend of mine, Nikki, reached out to me and was telling me something about someone, and then I just started thinking about this topic because I've actually had a lot of this going on right now. It's funny how you never know what's going on in people's lives. You never know how you can be the one who makes or breaks someone's day. You never know what people are going through, what they're dealing with, unless you actually reach out and talk to them. So that's kind of what I want to talk about today. Thank you, Cece. Good to see you, my friend. Everything went good. Other than I'm freaking tired, but that's beyond the point. But I think that, back to the kind of the topic there is that we need to check in on people. And I want you to think about like someone that you haven't talked to in a long time, or you have been thinking about calling, but you didn't call, or you just need to reach out to someone. Think of someone today and just reach out to them and just say hello and see how they're doing, because you never know. I know that a lot of times, like when I'm going through stuff, I kind of shut down. Like I was talking to I need to call my friend. He lives right over there. He's lived right over there. He's got a busy life. I got a busy life. And it's been a while. It's been a couple weeks since I called him and talked to him. And I feel like I don't want to be that person, because like right now, what's going on in like some of the things that are going on in my life are, it's just like I don't want to talk to some people about it. I don't want to say, I don't want people to realize that, but you need to talk to people, right? There's things you just don't, it's a hard subject to talk about with someone who, always worries about you. Or do you want to be the person who, and that's the thing. These are the thoughts that some people have in their head. They're like, okay, I don't want to bother them with that. They've got too much going on. They don't have time for this. They don't have anything like that. And that's what happens is you end up not like expressing that stuff. And sometimes you may be the only outlet for that person. And it was funny because even this conversation that was Nikki having, I got an email from a friend this morning, asking me to do something. And I just was like, oh my gosh, I should have reached out to him. It's like all these things have gone on, and he nonchalantly says stuff, but in reality, it's like, I wish I would have reached out. So today, just go through your list, go through your phone book, think about some people, think about who you haven't talked to, or who you haven't interacted with in a while, or maybe you need to talk to someone. Just do it. Just make that call, talk to whoever you need to, and you get it. I do this with my parents a lot of times. It's like I don't call my mom or I don't call my dad because I think that they're going to be ashamed of something. I mean, it doesn't matter what it is, but then in reality, you guys know me and you know how I think. It's like I'm not really ashamed of anything that's ever happened to me, because I know that everything that's ever happened to me has happened to me because it's supposed to, because of a reason, right? And I think that it's hard because I think a lot of people can't have a short-term memory about the past. And it's not to say that you can't forget it. You know, you'll never forget the things that happen, but you can use it as something that is a tool for what will motivate you to drive you forward. I mean, we've talked about, you know, me building this house for a long time and living here. Like, I'm going back and forth. I'm still going back and forth in my head. I'm still every single day thinking, what's the right thing? How is it going to work? What can I do? You know, I bought this camera that I'm sitting here, and I bought it like 2 months ago, and I've had it, and it's supposed to be, you know, this one that I have that I'm using right now is not a bad camera. It's not, you know, but like the idea is that it's always going to get better, right? Like I always want to make it better. And so I feel like I've put up this wall, this barrier, because I know that this isn't going to be my recording space, and I don't want to set something up because it's not going to be the same thing, and I need to do it different somewhere else, and blah, 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 blah. But like in the back of my mind, it's like, well, maybe we can stay here. Maybe we can figure it out. Maybe it's going to work. And I keep telling myself that over and over again. And then I keep seeing things that are happening, and I'm like, what's the right thing? And I don't know. And I just got to keep praying about it and keep trying to figure it out. But part of the barrier that I have is I haven't set up this damn camera because I don't know. Like I feel like I'm like telling myself in my head that it's not worth it. It's not worth setting this thing up, because if I set it up, I'm just going to have to take it down. And I think that that's part of the reason. Like yesterday I sat down, I was in here for like 20, 30 minutes while my wife was taking a nap and resting, and I started setting the thing up, and it was like, it's crazy. It's crazy. I got halfway through it, and then I'm like, and I stopped. So I just got to do it. CC says that's really a trick enemy to get us to isolate ourselves from time and struggle. The whole divide and conquer thing. We need each other. We honestly are stronger together. And I agree with that 100%. And we are stronger together. And that's one of the things that we're talking about, like the communication thing, is that if you isolate, if you hide yourself, if you don't talk to someone about it, if you don't have those people in your corner, then you are going to sit there and, you know, the devil's going to get in there, and he's going to tell you all these things that you shouldn't do and you shouldn't say, and you shouldn't, you know, like, and try and trick you into doing the things that you shouldn't do. So be that voice today for someone, you know, get in there, reach out to someone, tell them you're thinking of them, tell them you care about them, tell them that you need to know. Yeah. It's, it's tough. Like I've thought about it, you know, no matter what, like I have to think about it this way. No matter what happens, there's a month. If we sold the house today, there's probably a month that we'll live here. So there's a month that I could use it. The camera, Nikki's talking about the camera. I figured that's why you weren't setting it up. And it's there's twofold parts of reason why I haven't got this freaking camera set up. And this is always it. Like I know just enough to get me in trouble. All right. About, technology. I know just enough to get me in trouble. About 2 years ago, I made this switch to a Mac from a Windows PC. And then there's a lot of things with Mac, though, that don't coincide with a lot of programs. So, like, I wear these big, stupid headphones because my AirPods, if I connect them to the Mac to use them to monitor my sound, they automatically use the AirPod mic as the voice, and I don't want that because I have this expensive microphone that I use to make my sound quality better, which in turn, you know, my friend Jay is talking to me yesterday about it. It's like, hey, I was listening to this in the car. Your gain is really low. Well, I have this, I have some really nice equipment, and I don't know enough about it to figure out how to use it, and I don't know who to talk to do it, and it's like that time thing, right? Like I have time, but I don't have time, and like I need to take the time. Because I want it to be better. I want other people to listen to it. I want people to be here over and over again. So that's really it. It's the time. It's the camera. The camera itself, the big thing with it is like, I'm just going to get it set up. I'm just going to have to move it. I'm just going to have to do something different with it. And I don't know. It's just taking the time to do it and being okay with knowing the fact that it's a month. It's a month of better quality picture that I can have. So I don't know. I think, and I've always fought with this too. Like I've always talked from the heart. I never like really, and people will say it, like I've heard people say a lot of times, oh, he's just rambling. This guy could talk forever and never say nothing. And that's like, if you listen to the whole thing, there is very good points in a lot of things that I say, but you have to stay there for the whole thing. You can't catch a 5-second clip of it and go, oh, that's guy's an idiot. So those who know me care, and those who care to know me know. So, but yeah, that's where it's at with that. I got to get it set up. But like the Rodecaster, the gain thing, I can't figure out how to set it up because it has all the settings for the mic type. And then I'm going to have to go in there and just figure it out. It doesn't just let you adjust gain like other things do. Yep. Yeah. And you know, here's the thing, CC. I'm not, I know where I met you on Instagram, but I don't know where, like, I remember the podcasting group that we were all in, and it was, and we all got kicked. I got kicked out of it. Jay got kicked out of it. Brian got kicked out of it. So that's where we met you. And then you came on One Drink Wednesday and all that thing, and all that stuff. Yep. My Warriors collection. Brian, like, these are the people that I have met through podcasting that have CC, Nikki, my friend Brian, Jay, Zach, who I don't talk to very. I should check on Zach because I haven't talked to him in a long time. But we have these friends that we all met in 2019 when COVID happened, that have been there for us, that have been around for us. And that was someone who reached out to me this morning too and said something to me, and I'm just kind of going, man, I didn't know you were going through all that crap. So I just feel like these people who have been here, you know, we got to check in on them. We got to make sure everything's all right. So, yeah. You know, so this is something that I could tell you right now, CC, and everyone who's watching or listening about this, how we're talking about like negative things becoming a positive thing or positive things becoming a negative thing, okay? So I was podcasting for about probably 6-7 months before I met this group of people. And there was this guy who somehow, some way just added me into an Instagram group. And the Instagram group had Brian Sales, who's been on my show, Jay Finning, who's been on my show, Zach Johnson, who's been on my show. And we all got in this WhatsApp chat and then turned it into Signal chat, which and in that chat, we became the Justice Avengers because I'm the Justice League guy and everyone else is the Avengers. So we have our little Justice Avengers group that we chatted in for like 2 years straight, and then COVID kind of went away, and Jay and I made this friendship, and Brian and I, like, it's kind of all like a little separate conversation that's going on the side and whatever. But I met CC, I met Brian, I met Jay, I met Zach all through that, and these are all 4 people that I knew and trust, and like this was a group of 20 or 30 people, and they didn't like certain things about us, which I thought was funny because the next thing you know, like, oh, nope, didn't like what he said, kicked him out. Like, but they were talking about being inclusive, like everyone has a voice and everyone can say whatever they want. And it was the most, I don't know what word I'm looking for, but they were kicking people out one by one for stupid things. They didn't agree with his opinion. So he's like, sorry, you're out. Even though he's like, we like everyone's opinion and everyone can have opinion. It's like, no. But anyway, what that brought was these valuable friendships that I have. Jay is probably my closest friend. I talk to him every single day. I didn't know him until probably 3 or 4 years ago when that happened. CC's been with us for a very long time. Brian, same thing. It's like, these are all people that I met through that whole situation, that even though it was a crappy situation with the people that were in there and didn't agree with who we were and kicked us out, but it was almost like the cream of the crop rise to the top, you know, and it didn't matter. And that's the thing though. They were hypocrites, right? They were 100%, but it led to this. So that's it. It's like, even though there was a negative situation, I got kicked out of something that was very beneficial for me. A lot of people listen to my podcast. I met some really great people. I had some great guests on my show. I don't have to deal with those people anymore. And then I get the good people, and I kept the good people, and the good people that are there support me and know me and believe in me. So it's always a great thing when those types of things happen. Anyway, I have rambled enough today, but I just want to jump on, tell you guys that, remember that today. Think about the good that comes out of the bad. Brian did get the land. I feel like in some way I was talking about the land too, and I ended up with the land as well, but not the land that Brian has. And anyway, check in on your friends today. Check in on someone you haven't talked to in a while. Look through your list. Think of those people that you haven't chatted with today. Check in on them. Ask them how they're doing. Don't do it selfishly to call them and tell them all the mess that's going on in your life. Because like I sit here and I think about like every time I call someone, it's like, oh, this is what I'm going through. You know, honestly, genuinely check in on them, ask them how they're doing, and make sure that they're okay. It is Wednesday. This is going to hop on. I'm going to throw this on the podcast right now. So if you're listening to this every Wednesday, One Drink Wednesday, 7 o'clock Pacific time on Instagram Live with my friend, myself and Jay Finning. And then this Wednesday, today, if you're listening to this today, 5:30 Eastern time. No, not 5:30. 6:30 Eastern time. If I have time, we're going to do undertime. But Nikki and I, the bacon lover who is in here, we do the Motivational Music Hour. It's live on TikTok. So if you're on TikTok, make sure you're following both of us and then go hang out with us and listen to the Motivational Music Hour, which Nikki put together a playlist. It's really awesome of all the songs that we played over time. And I've been jamming out to that thing for like the last week and a half. So go check that out. Motivational Music Hour, live on TikTok. Melinda, thank you very much. You have a great day as well. Glad to see you here on YouTube. If you do get up, come hang out with us. Until next time, I challenge you to find the shape of your success.